To the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today, and hope you're having a good start to your day as always, and you had a good week. If not, don't worry about it. We'll try to get you on the right track. I need to either lower my seat or we need to raise that camera. If you're watching the show, you can do that. Of course, people are watching. They're doing that at letstalknutrition.com, and everything's on demand there. A lot of information, as you well know. I have an in-studio guest today, new guest, never been on the show before. I always like that. We're keep it fresh, you know. And we like different points of view. I like different kinds of experts. I like different opinions. We don't like it so homogenized. And I'm very comfortable with more of a, how can I put this, diversified conversation and approach to health, wellness, and well-being, and not to get too ideological about things. So that's, if you're new to the show, you'll figure that out and you'll get that sense of it, and that's my style, that's my approach. I've been doing that my entire career. Now, we all have biases, and that is what it is. There's certain things that we favor, and there's certain things that we don't. And biases are formed over a period of time, a lifetime. They just don't happen overnight. And when I was doing trial and jury consulting work, and lawyers would hire me to select juries or to prepare for trial and how to get the best case for their client. The one thing I would always tell them in selecting juries, we're not looking for an objective jury. We're looking for a biased jury, someone who would be biased toward your client. That's my job. Right? And what you learn about when you do that kind of work is that people don't walk into a courthouse and leave their biases on the steps of the courthouse and walk into a courtroom and then going to sit there and be objective. It doesn't work that way. That's not how we are put together. And that carries over into other dimensions of our lives, personal and professional. So when someone says to you, I'm totally objective, no, they're not. That's impossible. You can try, and you can be empathetic and put yourself in the shoes of another. But you can never totally be objective. You can't release yourself from your experience. So what does that have to do with this show and today's show? Well, everything. Because you have different kinds of experts that do different kinds of things to achieve different goals, seemingly from everybody else. But when you start to look at it after 12 years and the hundreds, if not thousands of people that we've talked to on this show, you start to see certain themes and patterns develop. And then while people are so much different in many ways, there are certain commonalities. For example, what I have found is that usually people in this business of health generally got into it more often than not for a very personal reason. Something happened to them, or something happened to their family member, their mom, a sibling. Something went on in their life. People just don't sort of wander into these corridors willy-nilly. Dr. Michael Lyon, he's on the show. He was obese, overweight as a kid. And that's what got him into medicine. And I could give you numerous other examples. So today, with our guest today, Theresa Depasquale, never met her before. She just walked in the studio about 5 minutes ago. We'll see how what I just said unfolds. So I set that up sort of as a way to give you some insight, because I think just in talking to her in a few minutes, I was able to determine that she has commercial ambitions and others that get sort of commingled together. My job is to try to sort that out and figure out what's working for her that's keeping her healthy that could apply to you. And her approach in working with clients and others, and she's doing very, very well. And we like that, because that gets her out there into the general population, and that's where you have to be. That's where the trench is. The journals are fine. The scholarly journals are fine. But at the end of the day, you have to reach real people with real issues and have real solutions that work and don't put them at risk. So we're going to chat with her today. She's, as I said, a new guest on the show, and there's a way for you to get connected, and it's easy to do that. We have several ways. Of course, there's the old-fashioned phone.
877-897-8255. You can also follow us on the Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition. That's one word. Or at LTN Radio on Twitter. Don't forget, you can reach out to Dr. Garko personally at drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. That's his personal email, and he answered himself. So, and don't forget, go to the iHeart. We're number 5 on that iHeart app under health nationally, so you can redo all the podcasts on iHeartRadio on the podcast. So,
yeah. So that's part of the business too. Initially, when I started in this business, I didn't worry too much about that. What I was concerned about was things that, when you're new to it, you're trying to figure it out, and over time, you start to understand that in order to listen, Dr. Oz, what you don't know about him, I know people that know him. I know people that are producers for him. That guy is a scholarly guy. He publishes, he writes, he's a great doctor. But when you see him on TV, you just think he's some personality. But in order for him to have the impact that he's having, he needed a platform. Dr. Oz. So that's what we're trying to do. Build this platform and then try to educate, empower, and entertain from an evidence-based point of view. And try to put that package together. So what I like about guests such as Theresa is that that's what they're working on. What I find is that younger people get that because they're into social media. They come from a different point of view, and I like that view. So we'll see what's on her mind today. You'll see, she's an interesting guest. We have a lot to talk about. I do like to stir the pot from time to time, and there's this notion about perspiring and sweating out toxins. Now, around here, you have to sort of keep an open mind and not jump to conclusions. And I want to report a story I came across in the New York Times. The headline on it was, "Can you sweat out toxins?" I will bet you, almost to a person, listening and watching this show, you have heard that. Well,
I've seen my shirt after I sweat, Doc. I think I do.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the science says. Remember I said this show is about educating, empowering, entertaining from an evidence-based perspective. What's the science tell us? I stirred the pot the other day on Facebook when I said that there are no naturopathic therapies that cure cancer. Some people were uncomfortable with that. Well, you know what? That's too bad. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition Coast to Coast.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day. giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Gary seems to think so. This story came over the transom. It's in the New York Times, and I want to give attribution to Karen Weintraub. She wrote the piece. We don't like to plagiarize around here. So, now, is there any validity to this claim? Sweat out the toxins. Now, think about this for a second. In cultures, Native American cultures, other cultures around the world, they have used that technique as a health therapy. For thousands of years, people have believed this. Okay? This is nothing new under the sun. So there's a long-standing tradition here. The question is, how much data are there to support the notion? So I'll report, you decide, and then if you'd like to call and chime in on it, that would be great too. Turns out the body does have natural detoxification systems. Your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, your blood, and so on. Now, the body does appear, it says in this piece, to rid itself of toxic materials. For example, heavy metals, and then you have compounds like bisphenol A, BPA, which is found, I've reported on that many times, in plastics and whatnot. They have been detected. When they take samples, they have been found in people's perspiration, their sweat. But then in the article, Ms. Weintraub says, quote, but there is no evidence that sweating out such toxins improves health, close quote. Now that I said that, I saw people flinching on that. I said, what are you saying? No, that's not true. That's wrong. That's not right. Well, let's see. Dr. Harriet Hall, a physician and former Air Force flight surgeon who edits a website called Science-Based Medicine, says, quote, the claims for the benefits of saunas and other sweat-inducing treatments are not backed by science, close quote. It turns out that, according to these chemists and others, that the concentration of metals that they find in sweat samples are low. Sweat is 99% water. And the liver and the kidneys, thank goodness, remove more toxins than sweat glands, according to some experts. Everything passes through your liver. Everything you eat, everything you drink. Every supplement, every medication, alcohol, you name it. And then your kidneys as well act as a filtering system. Your lungs act as a filtering system. Your blood can act as a filtering system. These are natural systems. And I've spent more than a few hours of airtime talking about the toxic world we live in and the whole notion of detoxification and so on and so on. People who have dangerously high, Ms. Weintraub says in the article, levels of heavy metals in their body, her claim is they need to use prescription medication, not sweating, to get rid of them. I don't know about that. I would probably take a little issue there. She said we can rely on our liver and our kidneys to do all the detoxifying our body usually needs. I patently disagree with her. How do I know? She's wrong on that. She's wrong. Because everybody that's in this studio, even my guest, if we were to go to do a blood test on Gary, Theresa, Stephen, and myself, we are carrying a body burden of chemicals that we're totally unaware of. And we're carrying those chemicals because our body has not been able to rid them from the systems. The level of toxicity right now in the food, the air, the soil, the water, the food chain is formidable. And we did not evolve to deal with some of these heavy metals. And the body doesn't know what to do with them. If the body were able to handle, all the systems of the body were able to, the detoxification systems were able to handle the removal, we wouldn't be finding body burden levels in people of everyday life. And I don't care who you are. I will be willing to bet we will find chemicals in your body that you had no idea existed in your flesh, in your tissues. That's the nature of it. There is, and I've reported on those studies Go to Environmental Working Group, EWG.org. That outfit, you'll learn a lot about heavy metals, toxins, body burden. Read my articles on body burden. I disagree respectfully with that physician's view that the liver and the kidneys are going to take care of it, up to a point. And then the body gets so overwhelmed. But I digress. The point is, in this article, that sweating, at the bottom line, if you want to read it, you can do it yourself, because we will post that on our Facebook page. And we encourage you to go to the page. Not only like it, but please share it. The bottom line of the article is, no, you can't sweat out all these toxins. I agree. How do I know you can't? Because if you could, people wouldn't be walking around with these heavy body burdens, these high levels. They could go into a sauna and perspire them out, sweat them out. Now, you go to these different countries, right? Norway, wherever, that's a big deal. Saunas are a big deal. They swear by it. No study to support it. There's no data. Anecdotal, not evidence-based, really.
Feel the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. And I was just reporting on this story that came over the transom this morning that saunas don't remove toxins. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that, that this is an invalid concept, saunas. In fact, I went to Harvard Health, and they talked about a study where at the University of Eastern Finland, they tracked 2,300 middle-aged men for an average of 20 years. Longitudinal study. The men spent an average of 14 minutes per day per visit, baking in 175-degree heat, and so on and so on. Long story short, the cardiovascular effects of sauna were pretty darn good for them. It lowered their blood pressure. Their blood vessels seemed to be in better health and shape. So, while it may not necessarily rid the body of toxins, who's to say that that's what you're looking for, you see? There's a piece of science, some data. All those men, of 2,300 men for 20 years, you just don't, that's not an opinion. Those are data. And apparently, saunas confer a health benefit. So that's what you have to try to do. You have to try to stay open-minded about things. And in the end of the day, it's you know what? That's liberating. My guest today is a new guest on the show. She's going to stick around the entire show. Steve Augustine will be along in the second portion. Theresa Depasquale, I was speaking with her. And Theresa, here's her book. I'm holding it up. Boss to what is it, Theresa?
Boss to Bikini.
Boss to Bikini. Mm-hmm. And you're the boss?
I am the boss.
And you wear the bikini?
And I wear bikini.
You ever wear a bikini when you're the boss?
Actually, I do. That's what I do for a living.
Well,
we do bikini fitness.
Well,
most of my business anyway.
And, first of all, thank you for coming by today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. We always like, keeping it fresh and new ideas and people who want to do well and help others. And that's, in a word, that's what you're trying to do, aren't you?
Absolutely.
In spite of notwithstanding all the commercial things you're trying to do, social media, TV, we'll get into that a little bit.
Well, I think it's like what you said. I think most of us get into this because we overcame something in our personal life and we're inspired to help others do the same thing. So.
Well, your story, and it turns out that exactly applies to you.
Yes.
So, would your mom be upset if we said what she did?
No, not at all.
Okay, so your mom was president of Steak and Shake.
She is, currently.
Oh, Theresa's mother. Theresa's mother is president of Steak and Shake. And your mom was with Checkers at one point.
Right. So I grew up in a fast food house. So my whole life she spent working. She started as the manager of Burger King and worked her way up. And now 20-something years later, she's the president of Steak and Shake.
Okay. So the irony of that, you can't make that up.
I can't make it up.
No. So you were a youngster.
Yeah.
And share with the listener and the viewer exactly what you shared with me off air. Just tell your story. I asked you, how did you get into this?
Right.
Go ahead.
And I think what I was saying is I just grew up, we call it the SAD diet, which is a Standard American diet. And, my mom was so busy working really hard for our family that she really didn't have a lot of time to learn all these extra things about health and nutrition. And we didn't have the means back then like we have today. We didn't have the search engines and all this stuff available back then. So they really had no clue. So I grew up eating all processed food, fried food, fast food. I was drinking soda every day. That was just the norm.
At what age? Is this as far back as you can remember, pretty much?
Oh, God, yeah. My whole life. I grew up in fast food restaurants. That's what we ate. I ate McDonald's I lived off of fast food. And so, like I was saying, as I started getting older, once I got into my teenage years and, you're away from the parents more, then the decisions become even worse because now not only are you eating the bad stuff, you're not eating the good stuff. At least my parents would sort of try to make me eat vegetables and things like that. But I remember I used to, in high school, not eat all day, and I would go to school and get a water and, this tremendous chocolate chip cookie for lunch. And that's, all I would eat all day until I went home. And I would eat, fried taquitos, burritos, chicken fingers. I mean, anything you could fry. I was frying everything. I mean, it was just the epitome of
Your
disgusting.
complexion had to be a mess.
Disaster. I was telling you. So as I got older, I had like cystic acne. I had allergies. I was getting chronic sinus infections. My ADD was off the charts. I just couldn't concentrate. Couldn't stay in anything. I ended up going and getting clinically diagnosed. And I say clinically because like nowadays you can just go and say I can't pay attention and they give you medicine. Back then you had to go through all these testing and scans and all that.
Sure.
And put me on, the ADD medication. And long story short,
how old were you when you were put on the medication?
I was in end of high school, college, so I had to be like 18, 19.
Okay, so you're going through childhood, adolescence, teenage years, into early adulthood, eating a standard fast food diet.
Yeah. I mean, really a lot of processed stuff. And so long story short, now we're going to fast forward to when I move out, I'm on my own and I start drinking alcohol. And then things just get
World's out of control even more.
worse now. And so I'm just feeling like complete garbage. I'm gaining weight. I got acne. I can't concentrate. I got brain fog. I feel dumb. Like, it was just very frustrating because I felt dumb all the time. And like, I was so mad at myself because I'm like, what is wrong with my brain? Like, why can't why can't this work? And so I was telling you, I got really sick one time and I got such a bad sinus infection because I was smoking cigarettes. I was doing everything.
So let's see. You continued to eat the fast food.
Oh, yeah.
You started drinking alcohol.
Smoking cigarettes.
Then you started smoking.
I drank sodas, everything.
Sodas every day. What do you think, a liter a day?
Oh, a couple cans of Coke or Pepsi a day. Yeah, I was a Pepsi girl. And so, long story short, I ended up developing this really bad sinus infection. I'll never forget, like, one day, like, I was bleeding. And I was so sick, and I'm like, I can't, like, keep doing this to myself. So I quit smoking, ended up moving home a couple months later, went back to college. And I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was just like, let me just go to school and try to figure something out. Because I was so lost, because I was so ADD. And didn't want to...
How old are you now?
I'm 34 now.
No. At that
time, 20 or 21. I was 20. I had to be 20 years old when I moved home.
Very young woman.
Yep. And so went to school.
Do you have any photographs of you back then?
I'm sure I do. I'll have to find them.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I would like to see what you look like.
I don't have any like right here, but yeah.
That would be interesting. Go ahead.
Oh, God. My pictures growing up, I look like my face is so inflamed and puffy, and I look like a completely different person. Like, my husband makes fun of me. He's like, I can't believe this.
Who was that?
Yeah, because I was so inflamed. But
so now you're in college, and you're trying to figure stuff out.
Yep. So I took the prereqs, ended up taking a human biology course, and like I was telling you, I was so in awe of how the body worked and like the digestive process and like, oh my God, like what we actually were assimilating, and like I became so obsessed with it that I completely changed my life. So I changed my diet
on your own.
On my own. Yep. I started working out, quit smoking, quit drinking soda, changed my diet.
Cold turkey.
Everything. I was like,
you quit smoking cold turkey.
Smoking was the couple months before. So then fast forward, this is probably like the next 6 months or so. Then I stopped drinking soda, changed my diet, started working out.
Cold turkey.
Everything. Yeah. Yep.
Did you have any withdrawals?
No, I was so like, I'm very, if I learn something and I know, like once I'm educated, I'm like, aha moment, I'm like done. Because for me, and this is why I started my career, is because I find like most people aren't doing stuff on purpose. They just don't know. They're not educated. And so I want to help people learn, like seeing what it did for my health. Because so when I made all these changes, I became a different person completely.
Sure. Not only in the way you looked, but in the way you thought. In the way you see the world and how you feel about yourself.
Mental clarity, confidence, everything. Yep.
Yeah. Theresa Depasquale, we're going to get you to her website and all that, get you connected to her. LTN with Theresa, coast to coast.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to LTN. My guest today is Theresa Depasquale, new guest on the show. We're going to try to get her back. I know she's busy. Can't get it all done in 1 hour. She's going to stick around for the second hour, too, though. Steve Augustine will be my guest from Wampanoag of America, makers of Kyolic age-guarded extract in the second hour. But Theresa's going to stay with us. She's the CEO and founder of, it's called Bikini Boss Fitness. Now, if you're not into the world of social media, you may not know who Theresa is. She's a young woman. She's a mom, got 2 kids, 6 and 9, I think she told me. And Gary, one of my producers, showed me some of her social media posts on Instagram, and that's where she's been a real big hit on Instagram with her popular fitness episodes and the photographs. And I mean, it's just amazing how she has like 600,000 plus followers.
But she also just did a show on Discovery Health, I think.
Yeah, Discovery Life Channel.
That was great. See, we like that. Getting out there, getting the message out, the health message. And so she's very accomplished in experiencing great success commercially. But that's not why she started into all this, as you just heard her very personal story, and I appreciate that she was self-disclosive and revealed that part of her life. Theresa, welcome back. So, in your approach to fitness, you, in talking with you off air just a few minutes, it was clear to me that nutrition seems to be the foundation of your whole approach. In fact, nutrition was what, in a real sense, no pun intended, cleaned up your act, cleaned up your
1,000%,
cleaned up your body. Explain to the listener and the viewer of Let's Talk Nutrition your view about nutrition and how it fits into this whole notion of being fit or healthy.
So I think, like we were talking about off air, the biggest thing to understand is there's different goals and there's different paradigms and there's different outcomes when you're talking about fitness and nutrition. And so, you know, what I've learned over the last 13 years of being in this business is that you can eat and move one way for one goal, and you can eat and move one way for another goal. It doesn't mean that they're wrong, but the outcomes are going to be different. So, for example, like we were saying, fitness for health is not the same as fitness for aesthetics. Same thing with nutrition. And so over my course of the last 13 years, I've really learned and taken the principles from health and from fitness and tried to develop programs that really kind of meet in the middle. Because eating for health is great. It's not necessarily going to get you the results that you want for your aesthetics. You know, all these bodybuilders,
right,
it's not exactly the most healthy diet.
Well,
it's not what we're designed to do.
Well, you know what's interesting? When I go to bodybuilding contests, and I have over the years, you see these people up on the stage, and they look to be pinnacles of health.
Yeah.
However, almost everything that they did to get there was unhealthy, especially if they were taking steroids.
Agree.
Exposure to sun, starvation, high-calorie diets to gain weight, gaining enormous amounts of weight, to build bulk, to build muscle, then to lose all that weight. Those are very stressful. I could go on, and they look healthy, but it's an illusion, right?
I agree with some of those points.
Am I being too harsh?
No, I agree with a lot of those points. There was a couple that I have a differing opinion, but let's talk about some of the things you said, like steroids. Obviously, is a big one. I think.
What about their diet? What about this business of eating high calories to gain a lot of weight and then getting 30, 40 pounds overweight and then dropping it?
Well, I think now it's become a lot more sophisticated, and there's a lot of nutrition diet coaches who do it a lot better and more healthy.
Thank God.
Yeah. But I think one of the biggest problems with the bodybuilding and aesthetic type diet is that most coaches go right for the fat and cut all the fat.
Right.
And you know that fat is extremely important and extremely beneficial for health. And so for me, that's extremely risky. And so what we're seeing is that a lot of these health coaches, when they do that with their clients, these clients are suffering massive metabolic issues, hormone dysfunction.
Sure.
And it becomes some almost to where it's like an extreme medical condition now. And so that's where I was trying to tell you is I take my knowledge of really understanding health and wellness and try to develop these programs to still get the aesthetic results, but a lot safer.
Can some people aesthetically would be just happy to lose the weight.
Yeah.
I mean,
most
aesthetic,
lifestyle clients.
right?
Absolutely.
And they don't want to have to be able to necessarily stand in front of a mirror and look ripped and cut and look like something was chiseled, right? Like they're chiseled. They're just happy to lose the weight. So aesthetically, that for them, that's a great accomplishment. In terms of, I'm just curious as to your approach, because losing weight and keeping it off, I always tell people, if you can accomplish that long term, you can do anything in life. That's the hardest thing to do, among the most difficult challenges. Lose weight and keep it off. What's your approach for the everyday person?
I think the first approach is to understand that it's not a diet. You know, it really is a healthy lifestyle. And if you stop looking at it as deprivation and taking things away and starvation and start looking, I just put a post the other day, if you're not working, if your nutrition isn't working, you're not losing weight, you're not feeling well, instead of constantly thinking about taking everything away, think about putting the right things in. Because people are always like, cut calories, cut fat, cut this, and cut carbs. Stop with that. Focus on what things do we need to add into our bodies to be healthy and express health, okay? Which would be a lot of plants and micronutrients, good fats, protein, which we can talk about if you want to get into that subject. And so if you start changing your paradigm and you aren't so negative with like restricting yourself, it's a lot easier to do this kind of diet and be maintainable. Exactly.
And as I've said a million times on this show, and I've written about it and published, diets for weight loss diets do not work in the long run.
Oh.
And all of them, without exception, are predicated on one fundamental principle: calorie restriction.
Absolutely.
So they can dress it up any way they want.
And they don't even care what you eat in those calories. It could be
exactly
5 double cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
They
if you're
care.
eating 1,200 calories, that's all they care about.
And so those diets don't work.
No.
And in the end, so her approach, you can see, starts to make some sense. Now, in your book, Boss to Bikini, do you talk about that? Do you
a
talk
lot,
about,
yeah. So I'm not, like I was telling you, and I'm not saying there's no, I'm just generalizing, but I think most fitness experts don't really understand health and wellness. So I have an advantage there because not only do I want to get my clients to look amazing, I want them to feel amazing and express health too. So it's really important for me. And so like a big part of my book, I actually talk about the mental component in the first part, which is why I call it Boss to Bikini, because I'm sure you know, a lot of people that suffer with their health and fitness, it's the same success principles from your career to your fitness. It's
Absolutely.
the same thing applies. So I talk about that, then I get into like the paradigm of it, and then the program.
All right, Boss to Bikini, Theresa Depasquale. When we come back at the top of the hour, Steve Augustine will be along. We're going to tell you how to get in touch with her through social media. We'll make sure we get all those data out to you, that information. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast, where we like bosses in bikinis. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Theresa Depasquale was my guest in the first portion of the show. She agreed to hang out and stick around. It's very nice. You can always bring, next time you come in, you can bring your kids.
Oh boy! All right, they would love that. Oh my gosh!
Please bring them. I love children. I love being around young people.
They would love that.
Oh, please. You tell them. Say, Dr. Garko wanted to know if you'd like to come to the studio.
Oh my gosh! They're going to be here in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah. Will you please bring them?
And they are very smart with nutrition, so you would love speaking with them.
Well, I asked Theresa. Her mother is president of. I hide my head when I say it. Her mother is president of Steak and Shake, and she started out as her mom started out as a manager at Burger King, then moved up to management at Checkers, and now she's president of Steak and Shake. And Theresa was raised on fast food.
Yep.
I dare say she was probably after, some of the first food she consumed, and it just destroyed her life, her health, and then had an epiphany. Listen to the first portion of the show. It's all on demand. We're going to have Theresa back. Well, she'll talk as we talk with Steve today, too. But Gary and Theresa, tell the listener and the viewer how they can get in touch with you on social media, please.
Sure. Yeah, my social media is at Bikini Boss Theresa. So that's Bikini Boss, BOSS Theresa, THERESA. And my Instagram or my Facebook is the same thing. It's Bikini Boss Theresa. And I also do Snapchat a lot as well. That's just Bikini Boss.
Very good. And she has a big following. If I can get as many followers as her, then I'll retire. Because then I know I've made it. 660,000 people. Can you help me do that, Theresa? Can you help me?
I can.
All right. I'm going to hold you to that. Yeah, you bring your kids. What are their names or first names?
Vincent is my son. He's 9. And then Juliana is my daughter. She's 6.
Lovely. Yeah. Vincent. Mm-hmm. Vincent and Juliana. Yep. Very nice. And we invite you to always call the show. I like dialogue more than I do monologue. And we love hearing from you. This is why we do the show. I always would tell my students, it's never about you. It's about the audience.
Yep.
And you're the audience, so that's why we're here. Here's how you do that.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, one word.
Theresa's a fine young woman. She's a mom, and she's trying to do good things, and you got to respect that. I know that this world is supposed to be non-discriminatory, and but in business, it's still, in many ways, still a man's world. It's I raised my daughter along with my mom when she was living, and even though she has her PhD and all that, it's still, the discrimination is unbelievable. It's tough stuff. So I respect young women who make it in the world of business, become presidents and start their own entrepreneurial enterprise and succeed at it. That's a great accomplishment. It goes a long way with me. And I appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you should. I'm sure your family's proud of you. I'm sure your mom is too.
Yeah, of course.
You can bring your mom in too. I would love to have the president of Steak and Shake on Let's Talk Nutrition.
Gosh.
That would be great.
Hey, we're going to bring the whole family on. My husband.
That would be great. Have the president of Steak and Shake on a health talk show. That would be a coup.
Well, I was telling you, I've had some influence on her because when she left Arby's and had the opportunities arise, she chose the one that she felt was the most. I was telling you, even though it is fast food, it's like the most unprocessed. They make
authentic beef.
Exactly, it's real beef. They make their guacamole and their produce fresh, and so that was a big deal for her. So I was very proud of her for that. I mean, it's steps.
Listen, fast food is part of the food culture in our country and in other countries. It's not going to go away.
No.
And these companies have figured out that they need to provide healthy alternatives. Mm-hmm. And I'm good with that. My approach is, no, you're not going to ban them, so stop with that. That's not a good idea, and I just don't think that's going to work. So how about if we negotiate with them, and you will find that maybe they're willing to make some concessions and start to make foods that are maybe more healthy than French fries and whatnot, and they do, and they have. So
I think now, like we were talking about, people are more educated, and so the educated consumer is going to come in and demand those things now.
They are, and they expect them, and so it hasn't hurt their businesses. In fact, it's helped their businesses, from McDonald's to Checkers to you name it. All of them. Steak and Shake hasn't hurt them. And so, that's my approach. No, you're not going to ban them. Ain't going to happen. So, Steve Augustine's my guest. We don't want to ban him. He's he's with Waukanaga of America, and my relationship with Waukanaga is long-standing. It's a dozen years. They were one of the first sponsors of the show, and I've done consulting work for them in the spirit of transparency. I have a lot of respect for that company. No flash, no bang. They just do serious science, make wonderful products, and have been doing it for decades, and they're in 50-some plus countries around the world. You can't go wrong with Waukanaga of America and the Kyolic Age Garlic Extract. Steve, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on, pal.
Great to be on. Thanks for having me back.
How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Where did you find that picture of Steve? That's not Steve.
He did that last time.
Who is that? Where was that? High school? That you look like you're. Oh my God! Do you have your TV? You have your?
No, I don't. I'm in a hotel right now.
Where are you?
I'm down in Fort Lauderdale.
Are you working or are you at the beach, man?
I'm working right now.
Well,
I was at the beach. Actually, it's too hot to be at the beach, to be honest with
explain to the listener and the viewer what you do for a living.
So I'm in charge of the eastern half of the United States, and I've got 6 reps that work for me. And we call on the health food stores to educate them, the distributors to educate them, and we attend the major trade shows and the different educational events that you've attended as well to try and increase the public knowledge about Waukanaga and Kyolic and the products that we make.
Mm-hmm. What's the hardest part of your job in trying to educate people about dietary supplements or Kyolic generally or specifically? What's the hardest part?
Well, we're a science-based company, so the education level in retail stores, they don't have PhDs or major scientific degrees, so the biggest challenge is taking scientific information and translating it in a way that everybody can understand it so that when a customer walks through the door, there's some practical use for an actual scientific study that was done at, say, UCLA, so that store person can break it down into a useful form of knowledge for the person walking through the door trying to find supplements for, say, cardiovascular health.
Mm-hmm. Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract, I think it's real important to explain to the listener and the viewer that where it comes from. If you could, you all control the product from soil to shelf, from seed to shelf.
Right. We actually own the land. It's aged, odorless, organic extract. That's the thing that everybody says about Kyolic. But what they need to understand is that we actually grow the garlic ourselves organically at Harris Ranch, which is not too far from Fresno out in California. Mm-hmm. And as you know, that the organic standards out there are much more strict and much better. So the end product is a much cleaner, better for you final product. And we do control the product from the time it is in the ground till the time it reaches the shelf. So we know everything there is to know about it.
And you age that garlic, the organic raw garlic, in these giant steel tanks, right?
Right. It's aged for 12 to 20 months in stainless steel tanks. And what that does is the first 6 months, there are enzymatic reactions that take place that form new compounds. In the last 6 months, it's a little more complicated. It's something called a Maillard reaction, where these unique compounds are created as the proteins and sugars break free from their bonds and form new compounds. And there's a variety of different sulfur compounds and other types of things that are created through this Maillard reaction that are highly beneficial that you can't get from any of the other garlic products on the shelf, but it's basically what Kyolic is known for.
And this is, as I always say, this is an instance where science can improve on nature. That rarely happens. Let's talk nutrition, coast to coast.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract. Available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit Kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Dr. Michael Garca, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off VDC's already discounted prices. VDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with VDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural factors where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garco.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Steve Augustine's my guest today. And, I've talked to you many times, Steve. I get the sense, both in person, I've known you a long time now. And I get the sense that you seem to have a lot of pride in working for Waukanaga.
Well, I've been with the company for 28 years. Basically, started working for them right out of college when I graduated from college, back when the health food industry was still kind of one of those fringe industries that your parents kind of look at you and say, hey, what are you doing working in that industry for? Well, in the past 28 years, look what's happened to the natural products industry. And I think Waukanaga has been a very important company in that industry because, like your program, we're a science-based company. So we're trying to add legitimacy to the category and improve people's knowledge through science.
How many peer-reviewed papers have been written on that?
We're over 750.
That's astonishing. That's astonishing. A matter of fact, by the way, I'll talk to you off air, but I was trying to get a hold of Jay Levy. He's on vacay.
Yes, he's in Hawaii.
Well, next commercial break, I'll chat with you on the phone, okay?
Okay.
I have a young woman in here, a mom with 2 kids, and she's in fabulous shape, man. Theresa Depasquale. She's just a phenomenon in the social media world in terms of fitness and in the world of fitness generally. With athletes, I haven't heard that theme. Has Kyolic ever been hooked up with athletes and fitness in any way, shape, or form?
Not as much as probably the category deserves. We've done one study recently that showed that aged garlic extract can help improve adiponectin levels by about 10%. They haven't focused as much. They are doing some diabetes studies right now that are not published yet, that we can talk about a little later. So that's not really the fitness industry, but it's kind of connected to it.
But Theresa could use the Kyolic aged garlic extract if she has clients who have been overweight, who have type 2 diabetes, may have cardiovascular conditions. It would be beneficial for her to know about Kyolic, wouldn't it?
Well, sure. I mean, we can send her the adiponectin study. That's certainly connected to her industry and what she's doing. I think it would be interesting for her to read
Explain to the listener and the viewer what adiponectin is and why it would be relevant to Theresa.
Well, it's a hormone that your body produces, and if you can increase the levels of adiponectin, your body processes sugar better.
Theresa, in your book, I came across a chapter, I dog-eared it, where you talk about nutrition and dietary supplementation. It's a chapter entitled Metabolism 101. What is my philosophy on nutrition and supplementation? So supplementation is part of your consulting with clients.
Absolutely.
So you believe in that. Do you have clients that have diabetes, type 2 diabetes from time to time, or no? Heart issues, cardiovascular issues? Is everybody relative that?
I mean, I do. I don't specialize in that area as much.
What about weight loss?
Weight loss, 1,000%, yes.
Well, doesn't Kyolic help moderate glucose and insulin levels?
I mean, the focus of the recent studies is really on diabetes. That study, the one you're probably talking about, is Dr. Budoff's study at UCLA that should be published sometime this year.
Right.
And he looked at 80 people with diabetes taking 4 capsules of Kyolic per day, but it really kind of focused more on the effects of aged garlic extract on plaque composition and vasodilation and endothelial function, those kind of things.
So the product really, its heart and soul, it makes a significant contribution to cardiovascular health.
I would imagine for gut health as well, because I take a supplement that has garlic in it as well that's extremely beneficial for your gut biome and your gut flora.
It's interesting. That's an interesting thought.
And your gut flora controls the health of your entire body.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So when you look at the health benefits of Kyolic in the studies that have been done, it's from cardiovascular health. What are the different, generally, thematically, I don't know, I don't have that one publication that you all have where it lays out all the research.
Right.
What are the general areas where the papers, the studies have been done for cardiovascular health, lay those out, if you could.
Well, traditionally we're in the Journal of Nutrition, but there are other publications. The areas that we have been focusing on are blood pressure, regulation of cholesterol, arterial calcification, the reduction of non-calcified plaque in the arteries, and an inhibition of platelet aggregation really is where that's all of our scientific research these days.
Mm-hmm. But there is a significant amount of work with the immune system and Kyolic. Dr.
Percival has done 2 studies with the immune system that were actually very good. We can certainly go over that. If you've got enough time, I could let your viewers hear the kind of the basics of that study.
I think it's super important.
Yeah, I mean, immune health for people who are trying to get fit, for anybody, is critical. And as you age, your immune system, that system, when it starts to go south on you, then you're in a lot of trouble. Either overactive, underactive. You know, the immune system is the sentinel of your body. The last thing you need is for it to go off duty. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. Steve Augustine is my guest. He's an educator for Wampanoag of America. Has been working for that outfit for 28 years. You think he likes it there? We're going to go to Baltimore. I was trying to get a hold of your boss. I wanted to see if at the last minute if we could do the show out of the Wampanoag booth. I don't know if it's possible. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to go, and now I know I can go, and I'm able to do the show. So that's why I was trying to get a hold of him, Steve.
Yeah, I can try to call him today, see if I can catch him.
Yeah, I'll talk to you off air. If I don't catch you at the bottom of the hour, maybe I'll wait till the top of the hour and chat with you a little bit then, okay? We come back, we'll continue the conversation. You're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition with Steve Augustine.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes.
Women who are pregnant
Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A-Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A-Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
Pressed for time? Listen to every Let's Talk Nutrition show as a podcast at your convenience. Search for Let's Talk Nutrition on the iHeartRadio app or your Amazon Echo device.
It's Free Movie Friday thanks to Atom Tickets. If you download the Atom Tickets app right now, they're giving new users $5 off their first movie with promo code RADIOVIP. Atom wants to give you a chance at free movie tickets. Text them now. Text DOOR, DOOR to ATOM1. That's 28661 for your chance to win. That's DOOR, DOOR to ATOM1. That's 28661 for your chance to win. Standard message and data rates may apply.
Hey, remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008? Have you tried to get a mortgage since then and been turned down? Or maybe you haven't even tried because your credit score is stuck at 585 or your tax returns have too many write-offs. Well, Cash Call Mortgage has great news for you. We've just introduced programs for people who've been told no. And what's doubly exciting is that we can solve your mortgage problems with no closing costs, no points, title, escrow, and no fees.
Wait! Cash Call, are you saying you now have credit and income-solving mortgages with no closing costs? Are you kidding?
You heard right. A credit or income-solving loan with no closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH, and we'll work with you to solve your mortgage issues. Make the Cash Call at 855-875-CASH.
First Mortgages, Impact Mortgage Corp., DBA Cash Call Mortgage, 1 City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868, NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender, not licensed in all states, not available in Washington State. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing, terms, and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
Hi, Reagan Smith here, and this guy.
Well, that would be me, Michael Yaffe.
Together, we host the weekly public affairs show, Florida Roundtable.
That sounds boring.
But it isn't. We tend to get people stirred up. Everything from politics to parenting.
Yeah, from what's happening in the news to what should be happening in the news.
This isn't your grandfather's public affairs show.
That's the Florida Roundtable every weekend. Sunday morning at 7:06 here on 1250 WHNZ.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing and relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Loans are made by WebBank. Rates and terms vary based on credit history. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
I was building my savings, but I got hit with an unexpected car repair bill.
Need to borrow $1,000 to $35,000? Try Avant.
There are no prepayment fees and no collateral required. Check your rate with no impact to your credit score.
Now, Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after your first payment is made on time. Go to Avant.com and enter promo code 1313 when applying. That's AVANT.com, promo code 1313.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
In Tampa, westbound Swan Avenue remains blocked with an accident involving a bus into a building at Armenia Avenue. There's a crash on Big Bend at Summerfield Boulevard, a wreck on Keene Road at Nursery Road, and a crash on 40th Avenue North at 1st Street. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Udwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Visit Buffalo Wild Wings weekdays from 11 to 2 and take advantage of their new 15-minute lunch guarantee. That means less time waiting and more time eating before you got to get back to the office. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. See restaurant for details.
1250 winds, weather center forecasts. Rain chance today about 50%. See them develop near the coast to the late morning, then scatter throughout the afternoon under partly sunny skies. Temps today in the low 90s. Overnight low upper 70s near 80 degrees and a few evening showers and storms. Into the weekend, we'll have more sunshine on Saturday. Warmer temps, mid-90s, lower rain chance. Then look for some showers on Sunday. Temps into the lower 90s. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. Talking with Theresa Depasquale off air about high-fat diets and whatnot.
I was lost. I was.
Gary's like, okay.
You had, after you got to like the third thing, type of fat, I was like, okay, I know there's mono, there's saturated.
Yeah, saturated fat, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, and then derived from different sources. And what happens, the reason why people end up taking Kyolic aged garlic extract is that we know that the endothelium is vulnerable to disease. If you can find me a study, find me any anecdotal data that says eating plants causes heart disease, please call me. I know great PR people. We will become famous. Spinach does not cause cardiovascular disease. Neither do carrots, starchy vegetables, legume. They just don't. And I'm just saying. So you got to think about these things and look for the data and be objective. Steve, welcome back. So cardiovascular disease is a big deal, right?
Well, it's one of the areas that we've focused on in the past 10 years.
Oh, smart, because it's a leading cause of death, but diet is the leading cause of death and leading cause of chronic disease and early death. Diet is. That comes before the cardiovascular disease or eating meat. The diet itself, that is the primary driver. And you were smart to do that because it hasn't changed much over the decades and through the centuries and through the millennia. the endothelium seems to be very sensitive to damage and potential damage from what we eat, right?
Well, especially if you have a high-stress lifestyle and you're kicking out too much homocysteine. Homocysteine damages that endothelium that you're talking about, and it ends up being protected by the body by sending basically a mixture of plaque and immune cells to that area that cover it up, but that restricts the movement of the blood vessel over time and contributes to hardening of the arteries.
You're only as old as your arteries. If they start to get like a garden hose out in the sun here in Florida, out in the yard that you forgot to pull in, and it gets hard and inflamed, your arteries, when they start to get like that, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, you get into a lot of trouble. They have to remain pliable, supple, flexible, and unscored or undamaged. And diet is a major contributor to the damage of the endothelium. We have even found evidence of ancient ancestors like Utsi that was frozen, the Iceman. He had cardiovascular disease, for heaven's sake. So it's been with us throughout our evolution. We seem to be susceptible to it. And your product is sold throughout. What's interesting, it's sold in over 50 countries?
Yeah, I think we're like up to around 54 right now.
And the reason why it's so popular, because cardiovascular disease is global. It does not necessarily locate in one place unless the diet is of a particular kind. Even in China, where it's unhealthy to eat, they have cardiovascular disease. And now a lot from other issues, but nevertheless, I don't want to get off the track on that. So that's how we know that your product is successful, because it's being used in other places to help counter cardiovascular disease, as well as help the immune system.
If you work out all the time, can you still get cardiovascular disease?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Ask Theresa.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them why, Theresa.
Well, there's a couple of different factors, and I think it all comes down to stressors on the body and creating a physiological stress response. And if you have inflammation and the whole inflammatory response to cytokines, and you have damage to the blood vessels, your body's going to try to heal the blood vessels. It's going to put plaque, and then you're going to have heart disease.
We've had Olympic runners, marathon runners, drop dead in the middle of training.
So I actually am so inspired, and my next book might be about this, because people think if you work out, you're healthy. And they don't look at any other factors in life. They don't look at personal stress, relationships, external toxins, nutrition, or anything else besides fitness. And I'm like, you could be the most athletic person on the planet and, like you said, drop dead because you're not looking at these other factors that really express health, help you express health.
Teresa's right on the money. And that's why a product like Kyolic not only addresses cardiovascular health, but the immune health, and it just generally helps reduce inflammation. Wouldn't you say?
Well, this kind of ties into the plaque formation that we've been talking about. Dr. Budoff at UCLA Cardiovascular Research Center was just on KTLA TV out in Los Angeles talking about his most recent study that showed that taking aged garlic extract, 2,400 milligrams a day, could reduce low attenuation plaque, or the vulnerable plaque that we're also worried about and talking about. Obviously, calcified plaque is very bad too, but it's the low attenuation plaque, or that soft plaque on top of the calcified plaque, that usually breaks free and causes all of the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hear? I remember interviewing Dr. Budoff. I don't know if I got to it in that interview, but has he ever talked about Kyolic, the aged garlic extract, attenuating inflammation?
There is some evidence. Even Dr. Percival's study at the University of Florida showed that inflammatory markers of the students that were taking aged garlic extract were greatly reduced during her study. So it's not typically the target of the study, but it is one of the areas addressed.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm just wondering, and I find it odd that they haven't zeroed in on that variable and looked for some correlation, looking at, maybe they have, I don't know, I haven't talked to Budoff and others, looking at inflammation markers and the administration of Kyolic aged garlic extract to see if the Kyolic would attenuate or moderate certain inflammation mark, cortisol, and so on. I wonder.
Yeah, I know
aren't you a little surprised that they haven't?
Like that. That's a different product. That's a beta-sitosterol product that we make that has looked at cortisol levels, and it works very well for that. But as far as aged garlic extract, I haven't seen that yet.
Has anybody have you heard in private conversation? Has anybody ever talked about it?
It's something that we can bring up at the next garlic conference. We have one every 5 years, so we should be having another one coming up. And I know
when is that?
The one that we did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and I hope I can be around for that next one. If you can invite, I'll invite myself.
Okay.
I feel I have some authority to do that now. Yeah. It's always nice to have you around. We come back, we have another segment. We'll have the LTN health question of the day. Theresa makes good sense.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Science.
It's
amazing.
I say that on here. Good science and good sense.
Did you know that the most common form of calcium supplement today is calcium carbonate, also known as limestone? You don't eat rocks as part of your balanced diet, so why would you choose to supplement your bone health nutritional needs with limestone? Our bodies understand and seek whole food sources of nutrition. New Chapter is proud to deliver Bone Strength Take Care, a calcium complex that delivers key bone health nutrients in the form of whole foods, not rocks. Bone Strength Take Care also delivers key bone nourishing nutrients, including vitamins D3 and K2. Vitamin K2 is of critical importance as it ensures calcium is placed in the bone where it's needed and stays out of the arteries where it's not. Discover for yourself the whole food bone health alternative to rocks. Bone Strength Take Care, the best-selling natural bone health supplement in America. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com. YERBAPRIMA.com or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Herb and Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Okay, here's the LTN health question of the day. This is one of those circumstances where I didn't give you the answer. Theresa Depasquale was my guest in the first hour, hangover in the second hour here with Steve Augustine from Wampanoag of America. And I asked her off air, I said, what, in terms of amount of time to work out, what would be the minimum amount of time? What would be the maximum? In other words, what's the range? Minimum to maximum.
I think there's an important part of that question missing.
And that is?
What type of training are you doing?
Well, in terms of time, I want them, just assume that the person's going to be doing some
circuit training,
some resistance training, and some endurance training, some weightlifting, and some cardio every day. Does that range that you gave me still hold up?
I think so, yeah. I think
from minimum to
I don't think that people
don't give the answer, because that's the question. Here's the question. What does Theresa think should be the minimum and the maximum range for working out every day? Minimum to maximum. Okay? Minimum to maximum. Would it be 10 minutes to 1 hour of time, 20 minutes to 1 hour, or 30 minutes to 1 hour? What does she think should be the minimum to maximum? The maximum I kept constant to make the question easier. 1 hour. She thinks maximum about an hour. You should be able to get it done in an hour. So is it 10 minutes to 1 hour, 20 minutes to an hour, or 30 minutes to an hour, according to her experience? Usually things end up somewhere in the middle. There's a big hint. 877-89, Theresa. 877-897-82. We like them to win. 877-897-8255. So, Steve, when you come over here, we're going to have to get you hooked up with Theresa, and she's going to get you into a fitness program. Are you ready?
As soon as I get back to Florida on a regular basis, which will be in September, I'm okay with that.
She's pretty fit. She's pretty fit, buddy.
I can make you look smoking hot in a bikini.
How about that, buddy? And boy, I'd take a picture of that.
You make a great before and after.
Absolutely. And by the way, these men in Florida, these middle-aged men who are wearing these Speedos,
they do wear bikinis.
Please stop doing that and debeautifying, no such word, but the beaches. Please stop. Let's go. God, that's obscene. Let's go to Venice, Florida. Terry, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Thank you.
Are they behaving themselves, those middle-aged men down there in those Speedos in Venice? I don't know what they're doing down there.
There's some nude ones.
Oh, for heaven's sake. That's worse yet. Venice, Florida is very nice.
Yeah, it is. Nice and quiet.
Nice and quiet. Well, we're glad that you picked up the show down there, and we appreciate you calling in. So, what do you think? What do you think Theresa's recommendation is for minimum to maximum amount of time every day to work out? 10 minutes to an hour, 20 to an hour, or 30 minutes to an hour?
I'd say 20 to an hour.
Yeah. There you go.
Good job.
You want good job. You want a $25 supplement gift card. That'll get you to the VDC VitaminDiscountCenter.com website, and you can make your purchase. They get it out to you.
Thank you very much.
What do you find to be the most challenging thing about your day-to-day diet?
Well, I'm a long-time vegan and used to doing that, so I don't find it that challenging.
Mm-hmm. You don't have any temptations to commit any particular nutritional sin?
Well, I guess potato chips.
I know. See, yeah, those chips do taste good.
I have the same problem.
I
I'm not
know.
gonna lie. I'm a chipaholic, so I have to really control myself.
I know. What is it about the chips, man?
Why is it that everything that's so good is so bad?
That's.
Gosh.
Yeah. Well,
When I do have them, I eat the organic ones. So.
Oh, you eat?
It's organic. It's okay.
And they're not readily available in Venice, so I can only have them once in a while when I go to Sarasota.
That's good, though. That's moderation.
Go to Sarasota to commit nutritional sin. That's good. Well, congratulations, Terry. We appreciate your listenership, and tell your friends and others about the show. We rely on word of mouth.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, our pleasure. Are you going to Baltimore, Stevie?
Yes, I will. Looking forward to it.
Don't hang up the phone today, because I need to talk to you off air.
No, I sent Jay a text already. I'm trying to get that information out of him. If I can get him to pull away from the beautiful beaches of Hawaii.
Boy, I want to go to Hawaii so bad.
Yeah.
We air in Hawaii, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Absolutely.
Well, maybe he'll listen to the program and call me.
Absolutely. We air in Hawaii. Now, they're 5 or 6 hours behind us, but they go on the air at 11 o'clock their time, I believe. And we're very delighted to be in Hawaii, right, Gary?
Exactly.
You should do a live broadcast from there.
Yeah, right. Don't you think I've proposed that already? I got a pretty high IQ. I mean, I got to figure that out. And, we always enjoy having you on, Steve. I mean, you know so much about the product. Today I just want to sort of generally deal with the aged garlic extract. Just give a general overview and its contribution, and give the listener and the viewer a sense of it's a wonderful product. The science is remarkable. Sold everywhere across the globe. Been doing this since end of World War II. I mean, it's all the data speak for themselves. So we're very grateful to have you on and to talk about Kyolic.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm sure we will be in touch with you about the next conference.
Please, if I'm still here on the earth, if you don't invite me, I'm going to come haunt you.
Guarantee you we will.
I will come and get you, boy. Don't hang up.
All right, I'll hold on. Thank you.
All right, Stevie. And Theresa, thank you so much for coming in. We will try to. There you go. There's a nice picture. Look at that.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, that's you.
Thanks for having me. It was great. It was fun.
It's our pleasure. And I like what you have to say.
Thank you.
You seem to make, like you said, you want to make good sense with good science.
Absolutely.
Right?
You don't just say opinions. You have to do a lot of research.
And next time you come in, please bring your youngsters. Arrange that with Gary.
I would love that.
Yeah, I would love it too. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, open-minded, open-hearted, and all because we're trying to do the right thing, even when nobody's looking. Why? Because you're the audience, and the show is about you. And so we'll do our best. We're not perfect, but that goes without saying. We're all human. In the meantime, think about your health. Work on it. Take charge of it, because your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.
If you've ever had digestive issues slow you down, it's time to live digestively with the #1 high-potency